Sailor 1911 Realo. Sailor is a brand over the years, I've not paid much attention to, but for some reason, kind of between last fall and this spring, I ended up picking up 2 Sailor pens and a few Sailor inks. And this is one of those pens that I had picked up. Now, what makes this one different from a lot of the Sailors, I've noticed that most Sailors seem to be sold as cartridge converter pens. As you might guess from the ink window here, this is not a cartridge converter pen, this is a piston fill pen. And a lot of people don't like their converters, so maybe that's a good thing. Let's get this dark background. I know it'll make the color a little flatter, but maybe you can pick up some detail on the nib. There we go. So I find it interesting that it's a 21 karat gold nib. Don't expect it to be a soft nib. 1911, their cute little anchor, trim ring, ink window, piston turning knob. And then this band says Sailor, Japan, Fountain. Oh, sorry, founded 1911. And then there's more doodads up here. This is a pricey pen. It's not the most expensive pen I own, but it's certainly up there. From my understanding, I know when I was looking at this, I saw several sizes. There are different sizes of the 1911. This is a standard 1911. A little smaller, a little cheaper, and not a converter, or I'm sorry, not a piston filler either. So they do come in several sizes. A lot of them do not come with the piston. So the Realo is the piston. So this is a Sailor 1911. I think it's called a large. I don't really care. Realo. And then the nib is a broad nib, which you might find hard to believe looking at that writing, but it is. You can't see it real well because the magnifier's out of batteries, but there's an HB there that stands for hard broad. The ink is Kyonuto. Whoops. Oh. Buki Iro, which is actually inspired by a very attractive yellow flower that I guess grows in Japan. As far as line variation, it may call it flex. There is a little bit of hard. There is a little bit of line variation. I wouldn't push it too far, but definitely enough to make it interesting. As far as wetness and flow, although I'm writing under the constraints of this document camera, I think it does pretty well. As far as the smear test, which is as much a test of the ink as it is of the pen. This is, a little bit drier ink, but it's laying down a reasonably wet line, so I'm happy with it. He's on my list of people that I'd like to read more from him. I have a backlog of books I'm reading, but I would like to get to him soon. I noticed that I forgot. I also signed his name underneath where you could see, so sorry about that. But I noticed that I forgot to show you the reverse writing. I'd almost say that goes beyond extra fine to perhaps ultra extra fine. Now, I've always heard good things about Sailor nibs. Like I said, I'm not knowledgeable or experienced with the Sailor world, so I don't know a lot about them. But I've always heard good things about their nibs, and I know they have some very cool, very interesting nibs out there that would be fun to try, perhaps not to buy. That said, nice as this pen is, I didn't see where the nib was anything special. In fact, it was surprisingly, even for a Japanese broad, it was surprisingly narrow. But I like the pen a lot. It's kind of an expensive pen, but I enjoy it. I don't regret paying for what I paid for it. If I lost it, I would be really, really sad. What a loud engine you have. I would be really, really sad, but I wouldn't be rushing out to go buy a new one either. So, but I like having it. I'm very glad I have it. So I hope that was interesting. I hope it was useful. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.